The years may have taken their toll, but the memories, they do not fade for 98-year-old Havelyn Chiasson.
Canada didn't have an army in '39, so they started recruiting all over Canada. Every city and town, they were trying to recruit a battalion, like the North Shore.
That's New Brunswick's North Shore Regiment, which, like so many across the country, supplied a generation of young men to a raging battle. What was it like to leave your parents, to leave your home?
It was okay, because we were all looking for jobs, and we were all thinking that it would last.
Were you worried? Were you scared?
No, I was scared. In action, I told one young fellow in high school here, he said, "Were you ever scared?" I said, "You're scared all the time." All the time, night and day, yeah. You had no idea that it was going to be like that. No idea. No idea at all. No. Later on in the war, of course, you realized what war was all about. But up until then, you didn't realize.
All these years later, weighed down with medals and memories, Havelyn Chiasson is retracing his steps, getting back on a train to Halifax to take us on a trip back in time. We're gonna get you on the train, Havelyn. I want to show you something.
Oh, yeah.
Recognize that guy?
Yeah.
He was handsome, wasn't he?
Well, that was taken in 1942. I was a wireless operator.
It's a long time ago.
A long while ago, yeah.
When you were going to Halifax on the train, did you really understand what you were getting into?
No. We knew we were going to England, but as I mentioned before, we didn't think it would last. But little did we realize it was going to last almost 5 years. Well, there were so many ships in between Halifax and Bedford Basin, they said you could walk right across on a ship. They were side by side all the way.
In fact, it was a massive convoy across the Atlantic. Troop ships loaded down with soldiers headed for England, where Havelyn and so many others trained for the D-Day invasion.
We knew the Blitz was on in London, we knew that. So that was quite a lot to think about all the time.
A lot on your mind.
Yeah.
What was D-Day like for you?
Well, we had trained for 5 years for D-Day. We were all landing at Saint-Aubin-sur-Mer. There was about 3,000 to 4,000 landing crafts all in the water at the same time. Some of them hit mines and were blown up. Others hit reefs, got stuck there. Some of them got a quarter mile offshore, and there were a lot of them were drowned. And we were lucky. Several of our crafts, including ours, hit right on the beach. It's only about a foot of water. So that's what D-Day was like. Yeah.
And what did you see? What did you hear?
Well, the first thing, of course, that happened, we lost 100 men in our regiment, killed or wounded. So that was the biggest shock of all. We knew something was going to happen, but we had no idea that many men would be killed or wounded. And then, of course, the next day it didn't make any difference. You just knew that somebody was killed, or Bill was killed, Jim was killed. You didn't pay much attention. It was just a common thing.
You had to keep on going.
You had to keep on going. That's the way it happened. That happened quite a bit, you know.
You lost a lot of good friends.
Yeah, just that way, yeah.
Tell me about your favorite message that you had to send out.
Well, that was May the 3rd. The war ended on our front on May the 3rd. And the official ending was May the 8th. And the colonel jumped in my slit trench, and he had message like that. Send this message out. So I looked at it, it said, cease fire, don't fire unless you're fired on by the enemy.
How did you feel that day?
Oh, yeah. That was a good feeling.
You were glad it was over.
Yeah, you were happy it was over. Yeah.
Havelyn is one of the last surviving members of his battalion. His duty now, he feels, is to tell his story.
A lot of people don't want to tell their stories. I think that's wrong. I think they should. When I go back over there and go in these cemeteries and read a lot of the names of people that I knew, a lot of them, and I say to myself, was it really necessary? Why couldn't people just be able to talk some sense into one another? But then I say to myself, well, the thing is going on the same way today. They're still fighting in all these countries, and they got more knowledge than those people back in those days. I don't know why. I don't know. It's a mystery.
What did you learn about yourself in the war?
Well, you learned, I think, one thing. You went in as a boy and you come out as a man.
So we're getting close to Halifax. Havelyn, I just want to thank you for getting on that train more than 75 years ago and doing what you did.
Yeah, I know. It was quite a thing.
We had quite a trip, Havelyn.
I saw some gadgets today I haven't seen before.
Tom Murphy, CBC News, Halifax.